Hi everybody, Cerebrasana in Paris. You are getting 2 videos from me tonight within minutes. Isn't that just amazing? Listen, this is a video that I recorded on September 27th, so this is going back a while. But I looked at it, it was still sitting on my timeline, and it's still, I think, important to get it out there. And unfortunately, between the time I recorded it and now, the channel that actually was putting out the information that I was commenting on has been killed, censored, gone, deleted from YouTube. It was Radio Quebec, so it's sad to know that they're no longer there. They were doing great work. Okay, so as always, leave your comments below, and thanks for being there, and I will be back soon with more info. Take care, everybody. Bye. Hi everybody, Cerebrasana in Paris. I haven't been making videos recently because it's been crazy over here, a little crazier than normal. But what I wanted to do today is just very quickly do some follow-up to this important video that was put out by Radio Quebec. They are showing you here a reply to a Freedom of Information request to Health Canada, which you can see right here. And I'll leave the link below so you can go watch the video. It is in French, however, but the letter is in English. And basically the letter just restates the original request. And the person requesting the information was looking for proof that the famous you-know-what had actually been isolated, correctly isolated. Right? Because there's a protocol you need to follow. It's a process, a scientific process, and this person was asking for proof that that had been done. And what Radio Quebec is simply showing is the reply, which was, thanks for your request, but we haven't found anything that proves what you're asking for. We have no documents to provide you. So after the Health Canada reply, he goes on and shows how this person requested the same information from other entities, including Sunnybrook, which you can see right here on the screen, and McMaster University. Right, so he shows you different entities that this person wrote to. So when I saw this, I obviously wanted to go get some information and see what I could find on my own. So I just did a search for Health Canada, novel, you-know-what, never isolated, and here's the list that came up. So the first thing in the list was this headline, Canadian research team isolates novel coronavirus, etc. So let's go see what this was all about. So when you come on to this page, it's a website called globalnews.ca. You've got this video at the top, 2 minutes 41 seconds, and then you've got an article down here. Well, I did watch the video. 2 minutes and 41 seconds of my time wasted that I will never get back, because actually the video isn't talking about the isolation of the virus. They're talking about money that has been put out and funded, but the actual report isn't talking about the isolation. I'm not going to play the video. Go and listen to it for yourself. It's, it's just people talking about funding and the need to, do the research, etc. So why am I showing you this? Because it says here, researchers from Sunnybrook Research Institute and 2 Ontario universities have managed to isolate and grow copies of the new coronavirus that has caused the World Health Organization to declare a pandemic. Now let's keep in mind this is dated March 12th, 2020. It says updated on the 13th. And the pandemic was announced, I believe it was March 11th. When they announced it officially. Okay, so it says, thanks to nimble collaboration, I love that, thanks to nimble collaboration, the team was able to cultivate the virus from 2 clinical specimens in a level 3 containment facility, said a news release by Sunnybrook on Thursday. Now, you guys have heard me criticize news articles before. You've heard me say that articles are written by machines, that we copy and paste. Just one little thing right here. Look at this. You've got quotes but there's no opening quote. Okay, there's no opening quote. So you don't really know what the actual quote is. I mean, that's just a small little detail, but isolating the virus, which has caused, as of March 12th, meaning as of yesterday, more than 125,000 infections around the world, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so here's another quote. Develop better diagnostic testing, treatments, and vaccines. All right, I'm not going to read the whole entire article, but what I want to show you here is you have a link to the original news release, which is this. So right here, we are on the Sunnybrook Research Institute website. And we've got research team has isolated the COVID-19 virus. Okay, dated March 12, 2020. And here they all are. The 3 vigilant, dedicated researchers. And it says a team of researchers from Sunnybrook, McMaster University, and the University of Toronto has isolated the you-know-what, responsible for the ongoing outbreak. Okay, thanks to nimble collaboration. What? Nimble? That's that funny word we just saw over here. Thanks to nimble collaboration. Okay, so then that's the quote, right? That's the whole quote. They just left off the opening quotation marks. Okay, and don't tell me, oh, and it's the beginning of the line, you don't need it. Here it is right here. You do need the quotation marks. Okay? Because that's the only way you can tell what the quote is. Okay? So let's go back to this article. Thanks to nimble collaboration, the team was able to culture the virus. So that's just copy and paste. Directly copy and paste into here. Okay, the level 3 containment facility. Remember that. Level 3 is important. So we come back to the article. They list who these people are. Right? We've got various quotes, etc. Okay, congratulations to the team. So I decided I would just take this first guy and just see what he's all about. Like, who is he? So I did a search for him. Right here. There he is. And what did I come up with? I came up with this. Oh, it's the same photo. That's the same photo we just saw in the Sunnybrook website. But this is a Toronto website. This is a Toronto city, official city website. Okay. Sunnybrook teams score major victory in war against the 19. And what have we got here? Toronto Sunnybrook Hospital announced a major 19 breakthrough late yesterday. A team of researchers. Okay, interesting. That sounds remarkably similar to what we just saw over here. Okay, that's the same sentence. Copy and paste for the Toronto website. Let's keep going. According to the information provided by Sunnybrook, the team was able to culture the virus from 2 clinical specimens in a level 3 containment facility. Copy and paste once again. Okay, they left out the nimble cooperation, however. They're not using the nimble cooperation. But if you keep looking down here, it's all these same quotes that came out of their press release. Okay? But what I found was particularly interesting is, look, it says article exclusive to this particular website. Not exactly exclusive, because here we have an Indian website. Same photo. Okay, now I will say this article is a lot shorter than the others, but here's your copy and paste once again. Now these people are focusing more on the Indian member of the team. But, you know, it's the same information. It's the same quotes. Right? Here's another, just copy and paste. So we don't have anything that's particularly exclusive, right? Everyone is just using this press release, which is what a press release is. You put it out there, and then generally the journalist is supposed to get it, call you, because at the end of the press release you put your contact information so that the journalist can contact you and ask more questions, clarify things, get an original quote from the person, etc. And then they make their article. But that's the world doesn't work that way anymore. Here's another website. This one is from Ontario, reporting the same information with the same photo, right? McMaster doctor helps research team isolate the 19 with the same photo and the same sentence. They've just changed the order. They've just changed the order because obviously this is Sunnybrook's original press release, so they put themselves first and then McMaster University. But when we come into here, they've just, for some reason, inversed it. But it's the same sentence, okay? Here they leave out the level 3 containment facility. The group worked together to culture the virus from 2 clinical specimens in a containment facility. Why are they leaving out that it's a level 3? I don't know. In a level 3 containment facility. So they've left that out. The team included all these people, right? Now that we've isolated it, we can share this with other researchers and continue this teamwork. Right, here it is. Right, so there's no attempt being made to get any more information. Okay, it said in a news release. Yeah, they're referencing a news release. Anybody can put out a news release, but you want to make sure that it's true. You need to know what's going on, right? So that's why the journalist would call to get more information, but not here. They're just copying and pasting, and that will be the end of it. Now, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because if we go back to this video, you have amongst the documents that are saying, sorry, we can't help you because we don't have any of that kind of information. One of the documents is from Sunnybrook, right? One of the documents is from Sunnybrook itself. And they are also claiming that they don't have any backup documents to prove the thing has been isolated. So what is this all about, people? They've put out this press release, right? They put it out on March 12th. All proud, happy, stand there in front of the camera, send the photo and all the information out to all the press who just pick it up and run with it. No attempt made to clarify or get extra information. No, copy, paste, and off we go. And then in July, they are replying to a Freedom of Information request, and they're saying, sorry, we don't have anything. Okay, so here's the reply from Sunnybrook that also received a request to get the same exact information and proof and documentation that the thing had actually been isolated. Okay, you requested access to the following information, and here's the same thing that we just saw earlier for Health Canada, and it says, a search has been conducted by Sunnybrook's Freedom of Information and Privacy Office for records responsive to your request. No records corresponding to your request were identified. Consequently, the file is closed. That is these people right here. So I don't know. I'm just putting this out there. It just seems extremely suspicious that, well, is it suspicious? No, it's just what we're used to now, right? That in the thick of this, as this was all just kicking off and ramping up in March, they put out this thing. They had suddenly identified the thing. Right? They identified it. They run their press release. Everybody runs with it and everybody's talking about it. And then somebody a couple of months later is saying, okay, well, let's see that proof. And then they themselves reply, sorry, we don't have anything for you. So that has just got to be more proof of deliberate propagandizing. I don't know how to say it any other way. It's propagandizing. So in his video, he did mention that he would leave the links perhaps in Facebook. He said he'd try to put it in YouTube, but he would leave it also in his group on Facebook. So I went and I found his group on Facebook, which is here, and I did not see the document anywhere. There's also, like, there's a zillion comments, and I can't go through 4,453 comments, but I couldn't find any link to any of those actual documents. But what I did find was someone in the comments had left a link as if to say, you idiot, of course they isolated it, and left a link to PubMed. So I wanted to go see what that poster person was providing. So here's the link. And he provided a link to just the abstract, which is right here. Of course, isolation, sequence, infectivity, and replication kinetics of the thing. Right? So what do? You try to get the whole article. So that's what I did. I opened up the entire article because you want to read. You need the information. And if there are any people out there who are, that have a scientific background and can help us all understand, at my own level, I do the research and I try to do the best I can, and I'm not an idiot, so I have the ability to understand certain things, but I'm not a scientist, okay? But what I'm seeing in here is in this entire article, they explain the method. Obviously, you explain how you did the work that you did in your lab. And from what I can see, they have taken something with African green monkey cells and this other type of culture, and they've put it in some sort of special, medium, and they've added 10% of fetal bovine serum, and they've mixed all of that up, and they put that aside, and then they go and for the actual isolation process, they used, and this is where I was like, what? They said that they seeded all of this stuff, right? They got the preparation ready. And then the following day, they went and they collected 2 microliters of mid-turbinate swab samples from 219 patients and mixed it with 200 microliters of this DEM stuff that has the bovine fetal serum in it and all of this crap, and they did whatever they did on it. Now, my first question was, what is mid-turbinate swab samples? So I went and I looked that up, and it's the nasal swabs. Now, here again, I'm going to ask you scientists out there, if you're listening to my video and you have specific knowledge of this, if you take a sample from somebody's nasal passages, right, these deep nasal passages, you have got stuff on that cotton that needs to be separated out to find the actual thing that you're trying to isolate. So they don't mention that they did any work on those samples. They say they collected it and they mixed it with this thing and inoculated the cells. After 1 hour, the inoculum was replaced with more of this DMEM containing 2% of this FBS and all of this stuff. And we observed the cells daily under a light microscope, and supernatant from the cells was used to determine virus titers. Okay, the supernatant is the stuff that is produced in the process of whatever they're doing. But it seems to me, and this is where I need someone to help me understand this, it seems to me that they really didn't do anything specific to the actual swab. Right? Before they mixed the swab contents with other stuff. Okay? Then they used the PCR process to try to, they removed the supernatant and perform detection, etc. It just doesn't seem to me that it's anything particularly clean that they've done. And that's why I'm asking anyone out there if you can help us understand. But that said, if they did do this perfect isolation, why doesn't Health Canada have any trace of this? Why doesn't the Sunnybrook team have any trace of this? Why does everyone have to reply, sorry, we don't have any documentation about this? I just think that's kind of suspicious. So I will leave you with that. And as always, please leave your comments below. And I will be back soon with more news from Paris. Cerebra Sana, signing off. Bye, everybody.